Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Mike Shea, your Florida business broker. So, one of the resources or one of the questions every business buyer has, and sometimes sellers as well, is what is a business worth? So, you'll find lots of different opinions with regard to valuation on lots of different businesses. But one of the benefits of working with a business broker is that we have looked at businesses of all types, sizes, and kinds. And one of the ones we deal with a lot that's really simple that I like to use as a rule of thumb to kind of train people up is, I kind of test you out on pool services. So we have various different resources, but one of the best ones we have is our MLS. So before I started this video, I ran a quick report on all the pool services that have sold in the 5 counties that make up my market. Now, you want to compare an apple to an apple, and there's even some subsectors where demand for and pricing of a pool service in one county is different than another. But for simplicity's sake and to get a decent sampling, I pulled a 5-county radius. Now, why would a city like Orlando that you would think everything's kind of asymmetrical have such differences? Well, things like the customers, the weather, believe it or not, those variables exist. The age of the pools, those things drive different cash flows. So to get into some more specificity, you'd have to look at specific types of customers, size of pools. Are they vacation home pools? Are they residential pools? Are they commercial pools? And for purposes of this exercise, we're not going to do that now. But I pulled the sample, and you'll see here's the average at the top where I circled in red is pool services sell at about a 1.9 over 2 multiple to cash flow. That is to this number right here where it says adjusted net. The video now, we're not going to go through what adjusted net is, but for purposes of what we're talking about, assume it's the money that an owner puts in their pocket. They sell about 2 times that number. Now you'll see it changes from the years, but what I found having done this for 16 years is that this number tends to prove out to be true when you kick out the one-offs, the bankruptcies, the divorces, the things that force the transaction from being a normal transaction, meaning arm's length where no one's in distress. This is when you get deals, when there's some type of hair on the deal. So, there's some bulletproof items we want to talk about. If you go to our business reference guide, they'll say the pool routes sell for 10 to 12 times revenue. I am always cautious of revenue as a multiplier, but it tends to work in pools because if you look at this adjusted net number, it's 48%, 50%, 46%. It's about 50% of sales, right? On average. 10 to 12 months, if you double 50%, 1 times revenue, which is 12 months of billing. Now, some of the rules of thumb is that they'll kick out repairs as if repairs are not recurring items. And I kind of agree that a heater repair or an electrical repair or a gas pump repair is not normal, but filters, gaskets, those things are. So it's not fair to discount them. The reality is that we usually see, a decent amount, usually about 20% of the totaled up revenue is on top of the service revenue. And I think you should count it, but that's debatable. And you'll see I put some other bullets here, things that drive value and some of the differentiators. So vacation rentals for standard. Vacation rentals tend to have a higher repair rate because of the usage of the pool. Is the pool covered? Is it not covered? That impacts your chemical costs. Chemicals dissipate at a different temperature. So if you have a pool on the beach, you're going to have a higher chemical rate than usage than you are for a pool in the inner city of Orlando. If you're on a golf course, there may be higher chemical usage because there's more chemicals in the air associated with fertilization. The density of the route drives value because the fuel of the trucks is a variable along with productivity per hour. Some KPIs with regard to how many pools a person can do a day. And then, why is it longer on a property without a lanai versus with a lanai? So you can always get into some more variables, but you'll notice that, this data in the middle is super, super important. And I would highly encourage everybody to ask your brokers for that data when you're valuing businesses. Any questions, feel free to give me a call, 321-287-0349.